Well, after months of inoperation, the national flag carrier is gearing up to resume operations with new COVID-19 rules. However, Bahamasair's managing director says its bottom line took a hit. He explained how the loss of revenue will impact plans for future growth. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
In the nearly 3 months that Bahamasair has been grounded due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Managing Director Tracy Cooper says the airline has lost $8 to $10 million in static costs.
When you have aircraft where you're still paying for mortgages and you're still paying for insurances and the likes, it is a significant cost because airplanes are not cheap. And therefore, we do have static cost that even if we don't operate the airline, we still have to have these obligations or take care of these obligations.
The national flag carrier is now gearing up to resume domestic flights on Monday, when Cooper says all of its staff will return to work, but flights will be reduced with 2 flights to Grand Bahama and Abaco daily and no more than 1 flight to the islands Bahamasair flies to on other days. Given measures to mitigate against the spread of COVID-19, he says passengers can expect more logistics and are required to be in place for domestic flights 2 hours ahead and 3 hours ahead for international flights. Passengers and flight crews will also be required to wear face masks as Bahamasair adopts guidelines of the International Air Transport Association.
Travelers, as per government requirement, will also have to fill out forms for tracing capability, as well as understanding who the individuals are. So we have a registration form and a tracing form that will then be sent on to the Ministry of Health in the event that they need to go and trace anybody on any of the flights.
Cooper says the airline has added a plexiglass partition at its check-in counters and airports will require social distancing, something the Nassau Airport Development Company is still working out. He says Bahamasair will also discontinue catering on its flights, but it will not be eliminating the middle seat.
If we were to do too much of a seat distancing on the airplane, the cost for air travel will easily go up by about 30 to 40%, right? And so the question is that absolutely necessary that we would then impose those kind of things onto the traveler? And if it was necessary, then we'd make those adjustments. But from what has been reviewed, it does not seem to be necessary.
While the airline has experienced significant loss due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Cooper says it will not be cutting staff, but it will impact additional routes and delay plans to expand the fleet.
We are expected to retire one of our present 737 aircraft simply because of the age. That the carrying costs and the maintenance and everything associated with the aircraft, we just think this is the best time to pitch to part ways. We are expected to bring on an additional airplane. We should have brought it on for June. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, we wouldn't be able to do that. We are expected to bring that airplane on around September, October.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.